Welcome back, everybody, to Shine 2019 here in Worcester, Massachusetts. I am Viram, and with me,
Lord Sturm. How you doing, buddy?
It's
been so long since I've gotten to see you. It's been almost 2.5 years, I think.
It has, yes.
It's been a hot
quite
minute.
a while.
But we finally get to cast together, and it's going to be here at Shine 2019. It is top 64.
Yes.
Coming up right this way. Our first match.
Tweek versus Goblin.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Okay, it's going to be the Wario. Tweek has been favoring the Wario this weekend over the Pokemon tournament. He did pull out Game 5 to make sure he sealed the deal over Kiwi in a very, very close pools round 2 set between the two combatants. Got Tweek to this point here in the bracket, but it looks like he's going to be starting off Wario versus Goblin's Roy.
Yeah, and of course, we know Tweek's Wario. It has done him so much justice. Pretty much since the beginning of the game, it was what won him Frostbite a few months ago. Meanwhile, of course, Goblin's Roy is definitely one of the scariest Roys out there. That man he has been rising the ranks through Smash 4, and now he's really come into his own in Ultimate, starting off Game 1 here at Shine 2019.
I did get to catch one of the sets that Goblin got to play to make it to this point in the bracket. He was fighting Suarez, the Yoshi. And that's another one of these characters that really just wants to get in Roy's face, and he doesn't really have too many distrants to speak of, kind of similarly to Wario, but if he can get in, he can get some damage done. But the way that Roy plays, especially Goblin's Roy, using his movement to his advantage, try and bait these approaches from the slower character with the less disjointed hitboxes, he can put a ton of damage out in a jiffy if you don't watch out for this speedy character.
Yes. Now we're already seeing Tweek off his early lead. That up air so lethal versus Roy, who doesn't really have solid out shield option to challenge it, as well as not really being at that full speed that allows him to get comboed by it very heavily. Meanwhile, Roy's up air, no slouch of its own. Very good move for Juggles.
Both these characters are going to love to combo on these platforms on Pokemon Stadium, too. They can just get some ladder start with the up airs we've seen from Wario, with the up airs, of course, on the return side, and the jabs as well from Roy. Very combo-heavy characters on both ends. And, okay, trading off these jabs in the close range. Tweek is going to be fighting this Roy into the corner, but he sneaks behind him over on Stadium.
That forward air coming out from Wario is so effective. Even though Roy has his plethora of fast buttons, none of them are quite fast enough to deal with that forward air, and that is going to be one of the key moves throughout this entire set for Tweek.
And that's a key move here for Goblin, is the back air, especially if you can do it. Catching a cross-up, catching the sweet spot, the hilt of it, is just going to be so lethal, even against the heavy-set Wario. It can kill from probably like 100, at this percent for sure.
Yes. And of course, when you're speaking about back air, you cannot help but talk about the jab to back air setup. If he's able to get that sweet spot jab for Roy, he will get the KO into a jab. And of course, that side B, the double edge dance, so powerful for Roy as well.
Even using it as a ledge get-up option, which you might not predict because it seems like it would be unsafe, but you can mix up how many of the buttons you're going to press, of course, and you can mix up the timing so well, and it appears to have tricked Tweek in this instance at least.
Yes. Tweek recovering high, trying to get around that up air from Roy.
You know, both these characters have so much kill power. We've been talking about it, and of course, that they both are going to live upwards of 150% until Tweek finally finds the killing blow, that down tilt dash attack combo.
Now, if there's one thing that kind of holds Roy back at times, it's the fact that he doesn't really have a good way to kill off of an opponent's shielding. Up throw may just about do it now, but after taking 99, rocketing up the side from that Wasp. What a play from Tweek.
Absolutely pulling the trigger on that Waft as early as he can just to make sure that stock is stealed, and then you get an excellent 3-stock-to-1 advantage. Finally, an up air will get the job done. We've seen a couple of those wet noodle up airs connect previously here for Goblin Man's Roy. That rage, I think, was kind of messing with his confirms into the up air a little bit, which helped Tweek live to an even longer percent. But okay, now getting a big opening to start off the second stock. This is what he's going to need to come back. Yes.
He's going to need more of those openings. He's going to need some big reads, big plays coming out from Roy. Definitely what he needs in order to secure this stock.
That's what's fun about Goblin's Roy, though. Sometimes he can play safe, and sometimes he can play very aggressive, and those reads will pay off massively if he can find them. But one big combo really is all that Tweek needs to just lap this man on the last stock.
Yes, absolutely. That perfect full speed and combo weight, so susceptible to all these up tilt and up air juggles coming out from Wario. And now Goblin in a very precarious position. All it will take is one solid back air at the ledge, one down tilt into dash attack, and that'll be the end of game 1.
The Nair is going to break through this bike that was kind of just sitting there on the ledge, kind of make all of your hitbox linger a little bit longer, just kind of mess up your timing a little bit. But now, okay, Tweek very close to getting a dash attack read on that tech chase. A back throw will put this Roy in just such a terrible position once more, and yep, there it goes. You roll on the ledge, you're done.
Yeah, good reaction on the roll, catching him with that dash attack. Closing game one in quite a dominant fashion. Just off the Tweek.
That's what the Wario's known for, right? He finds the first stock. The first stock was so close. It was like 150% on both players. But then one opening found itself here for Tweek. It was on, like, I think the left platform there on Pokemon Stadium 2. He got like 3 up airs into a waft, and that damage racked it up, and then the stock disappeared in an instant, and that's just the way Tweek plays his character, right? Yeah. He's just so explosive. Pun kind of intended. So to game 2 we go. I actually did not see the stage choice, so it's going to be Yoshi's story.
Roy, definitely a character really, really solid at pressuring those platforms, creating juggle situations with that up air. He can just carry you across.
I love seeing at these big majors, at these S tiers, which players like to pick to this stage, because this stage is kind of a high-risk, high-reward stage, because those blast zones are pretty close on the side. They're even close on the top. The platform height is a little bit higher, and that means it's closer to the top blast zone, so everyone can die earlier to all sorts of gambits, and this is seems to be the style of gameplay that Goblin really prefers.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention, as you mentioned before, the increased height of the platform definitely has various effects on characters' movements. Some characters can't quite full hop to those platforms as easily as they would on Battlefield, but that back air sealing that stock for Goblin now for the first time with a proper lead in the set.
And the fact that he started that jab to back air on that left platform meant there really was no DI out for Tweek in that situation. If you DI'd up, you'd be really close to the ceiling anyways. If you DI'd to the left, you'd go to the side. So the stage pick very much working out for Goblin in the opening minutes of this game.
Very, very nice down tilt into the dash attack. Roy's recovery not the best, but no edge guard coming out from Tweek.
He's going to play this ledge trapping game. He's playing Smash 4 here.
Yeah. His ledge trapping has been fantastic so far. Missing the tech. Doesn't read the tech away. Sour spot on that dash attack.
Teching away again. Those tech aways into the corner on this stage are really scary for Roy, because if he reads that tech away, he just runs forward and F smashes you. You could have died at like 50% if you find that sweet spot. So Tweek kind of playing into that risk reward, because I don't think Goblin thinks that's going to be the option he chooses. But jumping down low, getting that forward air on the left side seals the stock for Goblin. Tweek does finally answer back, but he finds himself in the opposite situation of game 1. He is down an entire stock on story.
That said, though, waft is always a factor, and it's almost built up to 100%. So Goblin's definitely going to need to watch out for that up tilt into the up smash versus the missed tech.
Good damage. I've actually seen some people live through that. Okay, there's your waft you're talking about. Even this up instantly. Suddenly, what was a 3-stock game now starts off as a 2-stock one. Working out great here for Tweek, but he's still a little bit behind. And another, ooh, I like that attempt with the side B on these side platforms here, because that can just explode someone's stock. He would have died 20% earlier.
These side platforms in general are paying dividends for Goblin. It feels like Tweek is having a much harder time navigating them compared to Goblin. Goblin's speed really, really helping him out, and the nature of Roy's hitbox is just cover these platforms so well.
Especially with the aerial speed that Roy has, and he gets another back air on that side platform. Just as he got the first stock on the left one, the right one returns the favor, and there's a big answer back here for Florida's own Goblin.
Very, very nice. 1-1, evening up the set. And Tweek throughout this whole tournament, I feel, has been, of course, he's been playing exceptionally as it is Tweek after all, but it definitely feels like other players throughout this tournament we saw earlier with Kiwi's set, for instance, like people are finding the chinks in his armor. They're just trying to find his way in. I mean, maybe it's because Tweek is going back to the Wario. Maybe he hasn't really been competing with Wario in a while. So maybe he needs a little bit more time to fully adjust once again back to his tried and true. But that just goes to prove the standard of gameplay we're seeing here at Shine this year. It's crazy.
For sure. This is this tournament's sort of starting to remind me of those Smash 4 majors. We've seen a couple of really big upsets early on in these winners round, the round 2 pools. I'm sorry. The round 1 pools are pretty much normal as far as I'm concerned, but we've seen a couple of crazy upsets here, like Void fell to losers early, Myron fell to losers early, and that's just also the power of Tri-State and the power of the East Coast, which Goblin absolutely represents the East Coast on the side of Florida, the very south side. But anyone can take these wins, even the number 2 player in the world.
Yes. Saw right there, Tweek taking Goblin for a bit of a ride, racking up 76%. Great empty landing with the chomp.
That move kills me particularly. I always get hit by the Wario Chomp. It's such a great mix-up, especially on landings. Anyone that has an aerial command grab can really just pressure that shield in a position you don't necessarily expect, and isn't really typical for a Smash Bros. Character to pressure.
Yeah. Loving the use of wave-bound side B from Goblin to try to land, but it doesn't matter in the face of that bike.
Now that caught at a really interesting angle. I think that the Goblin tried to do like a drop down from the ledge and get up, and then the bike was just there on landing. Just blew him up off the side. But okay, here's a tech chase situation. I thought that Nair might have been a misinput or something. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Back air seemed like the play there, but it was still good damage. He still understood that Tweek wanted to roll away there. So now Tweek is going to have to mix up his tech options.
If that was a misinput, Goblin doesn't really look too dismayed because he just starts a ledge trap on the other side of the stage instead. But that fair out of the shield, really breaking up some of this pressure, and now Tweek has the advantage. Okay, there it is, jab back air. The tried and true confirm.
Jab back air once again. 0 to 70 now.
Ooh, I like that air dodge read there from Tweek, but he went for a fair and then I think like a tech chase, thinking that maybe Roy's fall speed would make him drop into a tech situation. Instead, he just kind of empty landed and was able to break up the pressure, which is a fortunate move here for Goblin. Now he can reset the situation in the second stock.
And with these fairs, I hope, of course, Tweek is taking note of the way that Goblin is teching, much like how Goblin was taking note of how Tweek was teching from the down tilts. Getting those important tech chase follow-ups really, really going to help Tweek secure damage and KOs.
Both these characters can get so much off of a tech chase. Down tilts in this game that lead to tech chases, especially considering just the general strength of forward smashes, not just Roy's, but a lot of the cast is super strong forward smashes that you can get off a down tilt tech chase, is explosive. But now this Roy is trying to juggle with these up airs, and it's working out to his favor with the platform on the right side, allowing some solace for Tweek as he tries to get back in center.
Tweek once again tech rolling back. Goblin not punishing it that time, but...
Oh, from downtown there with the side B, not getting the strong hit, which is kind of weird. That's a huge sweet spot window to land, but it's not working out for him that time. But of course, where there's a will, there's a way, and that means Goblin's up a stock again.
That said, though, it's a very frail stock, only 141% on him already. He's definitely going to be careful, need to be careful with how he uses the stock right now.
If you're Goblin, your win con in this position is try to get Tweek to burn the waft on this second stock. If you put him into a position where he kind of panics and has to burn the waft early, you're going to be looking great on stock 3. But if Tweek can save it and then use the waft for a third stock to try and seal the game and take a 2-1 advantage in this set, that would be huge.
Huge indeed, and it's looking kind of difficult for Tweek. He just needs to find this KO, but once he does, he, of course, he still will have that waft online. He's definitely going to be looking for that back air. Reads the tech roll away. Good stuff to Goblin, and now Tweek staring down the barrel for this game. Neutral air almost getting the KO, but a deep back air more than enough.
Tweek did save the waft, but at what cost? He's already at 90%, and this is a very dangerous Roy we're seeing here. I don't think he'll live through one more jab to back air combo on the ledge. So Tweek has to play super careful around that confirm.
Goblin also has to be careful. He has to be mindful of those up tilts and those up airs. They've been dealing so much damage to him. Here's another one.
Okay, he gets 3 up airs for his trouble, and he gets the read, but just barely missing.
Didn't extend far enough, unfortunately, for Tweek. Now he has to work this a lot more honestly. The down tilt coming out. This is a really scary situation to be in versus Roy.
Tweek absolutely had the right idea chasing for that waft, but just the move speed, the dash speed from Wario was a little too slow to get it done. And now it's going to be a much more uphill battle. Okay, dodging these up airs, any one of those at the hitboxes at the hilt will absolutely KO, but I guess not from the very bottom of the base platform here on Kalos.
Good Nair out of shield, and Tweek is clawing his way back into this game. 1 or 2 solid hits will definitely seal the deal, but Goblin getting these stray hits. Up throw, not going to be enough. Just, oh no, it is! Getting the KO at the top at 186. Goblin up 2-1 versus the second best player in the world.
I'm shocked that up throw killed. I thought those were not as viable of kill throws as they were in Smash 4, because I do remember Roy having a pretty serious up throw KO, and of course, like Lucina's up throw would kill at about 140 in Smash 4.
With the rage, yeah.
And I guess the rage was enough to seal the deal here. Goblin taking a 2-1 lead versus Tweek's Wario.
And I can't help but wonder if, when he's got his back to the corner like this, is he going to remain Wario? Yes, he is. Unlike the Kiwi set, he decides to stay on the Wario, even on his winner's side, potential winner's side game.
He wasn't down 2-1 versus Kiwi. He was up 2-1, and then Kiwi won the game that decided Game 5, which caused the Pokemon trainer switch. And that also went to Yoshi's story as well. And Tweek played that stage exemplary in that set. But he's going to be sticking with Kalos, he's going to be sticking with Wario, and he thinks that this character can get the job done, but Goblin already off to a hot start in this Game 4.
Goblin flying in with an air, trying to side B to get a punish on the get up, but no dice.
And these landing nairs are starting to get some mileage done, and another tech chase working out brilliantly here for Tweek. He claims center stage for himself. And that landing up air also being really sneaky with the timing that he presents these hitboxes. And a pivot grab. That was like Smash 4. He kind of snuck around the shield almost. I think the Tweek just didn't land. I'm sorry, Goblin didn't land in time. And then he gets pressured into the corner by that down tilt dash attack, and that will give Tweek a stock lead for the first time, I think, in 2 games.
I think so.
He might have had a lead in Game 2.
Yeah. No, he didn't have a lead in Game 2, but he might have had one in Game 3. Either way, it doesn't matter. Tweek does have the lead at the moment, though it is quite a frail one. Goblin trying his best to get this KO. Another grab.
We saw another jab to back air combo that led to like the wet noodle hitbox on Roy, unfortunately, which means that Wario will stay alive and up to 166, even from that falling up air. Send him to the very top of the magnifying glass. Okay, second time's the charm. Gets it done.
Only 26% on Goblin. He's keeping this very, very close. Again, each of those grabs, each of those landing aerials from Wario just leads to a good chunk of damage.
And he'll get a back throw for his trouble. He's going to start another ledge trap going. But okay, that back air, kind of an interesting mix-up. I'm shocked that the hitbox of that turned around and sent Wario into the corner the way it did. But both these players using their aerial mobility to try and reset into neutral in this center stage, not allowing the other one to get a corner pressure situation started.
Yeah, both these characters have some of the fastest airspeed values in the game. They can soar through the skies. That said, though, of course, Roy having the advantage in terms of disjoint, in terms of range, comparative to Wario.
Oh, now that's so scary when you know that bike is coming down and you're like, okay, that's going to force some kind of ledge get up option, but Goblin knows to wait. Look at him. He's taking all the time he can to get up from this ledge, but then you try to land in center stage and the dash attack hits you. Not quite enough to KO, but very close.
Ooh, no punish.
That up tilt will eventually kill, I guess at like maybe 190, I'm thinking here. But all right, Nair going to turn around this Roy instead.
Southpaw up there.
Knock him away. This seems to be the strategy that Tweek is trying to employ. Just kind of put Roy in the corner. He can't hit you with these confirms when you're in the corner, but
he can hit you in that position, and now Tweek potentially on his winner's side stock.
That's the thing about Roy, is you can only keep him in the corner for so long. You can't like get any real super hard punishes off of these corner get-ups, or at least Tweek hasn't really been able to land them. And then as soon as Roy is just in parity in the neutral one time, he can find that jab. The jab's so fast, it's very hard to punish. And now this lead is just extending and extending and extending.
Excellent parry, but no punish off of it. 186 on Goblin. He's still trying to hold on to the stock. The jab back here, is that going to be it? No, not yet.
Still alive, but you see Goblin trying to snipe very, very low. And okay, that counter was a little risky, I think.
Yes.
He's going to pay the price, and you know what's flashing? This Wario waft is absolutely online. And
if there is a player who can potentially clutch out this game, it is Tweek. Here he comes. The Nair.
Every one of these landing up airs is a potential waft at this point. At 44, this is the sweet spot. Oh no!
He missed the waft! Oh dear! And now Tweek having to play this, honestly, once again, very similar to Game 3. This is a very similar deficit, using the Blazer to just relieve the pressure. Bike offline for a little bit.
Yeah, turning that bike around was very smart from Goblin, pressuring very high in the skies with Tweek's own bike. But now, another corner pressure situation. Tweek has to keep Roy in that position, but he's still failed once again.
The Nair, is that going to be enough?
Not yet.
No, Wario's big weight coming through for him in these instances.
That dare on the shield was a little bit risky, but you know what? The cross-up is enough to fool Goblin in this spot, and every one of these backers is also very scary in the corner as long as Roy is stuck there. Yeah, up throw is stale at this point. Not going to KO as it did in Game 3. Okay, these cross-ups in the shield are also really scary as well. Oh man, I'm sweating, and I'm not even playing this.
It's a last hit situation. That back air almost finding the mark. Looking for the down tilt. Gets another back air. Off stage situation, he's going to go deep. No, he chooses to stay on stage. He has found a lot of success with these ledge traps, but again, the fair just Gradually getting the damage. Down tilt dash attack. That is going to be game for Tweek, holding on for dear life.
That was so clutch from Tweek after the WAP failed him yet again. All those dashbacks, he put Roy in the corner, as we mentioned, right? Yeah. His strategy seems to put Roy in the corner, try to take advantage of his disadvantageous state. And that time he predicated that by doing all these dashbacks with all that range that he has on the base platform of Kalos, right? He's just dashing back, weaving in and out. When am I going to throw the down tilt out? And the timing messed up Goblin in that very, very clutch last situation. Game 5 we go, Vyram.
The insane clutch coming out from Tweek. This time, once again, going the Pokemon Trainer Game 5, as we saw in the Kiwi set. Let's see how this fares for him. Last time, it worked out really well. It completely kind of threw his opponent off guard, so the same may happen once again.
Now, Pokemon Trainer, the way he's going to play... You're a Pokemon Trainer expert, right? At least a third of it. The way Pokemon Trainer wants to play his matches maybe a little bit more aggro than compared to like the bait and punish style that Wario is going to be playing, right? Squirtle wants to get in your face, start those combos off early. He has like a very strong frame data advantage. It's hard to say a character has a frame data advantage of Roy, but if there is going to be one, it might be Squirtle.
Yes, definitely going to be Squirtle. Squirtle's overall damage output as well, just the combo ability, and when he gets in a character's face, it is very, very hard to shake him away.
And Squirtle can also pressure these Kalos platforms as well very well with things like a down air reset or maybe an up air chain. And that's not even to mention Ivysaur in the way that Ivysaur can just obliterate you with an up air off these platforms.
Beautiful tech chase coming out from Tweek, and now switching to the Ivysaur while he has Goblin above him.
But this Ivysaur switch actually kind of, he went for like that was a neutral air, I think, that just kind of missed the mark, and that allowed Goblin a little bit of a respite as he knocked the Pokemon away. But now the Charizard is going to be out to play.
Charizard incredibly scary in these ledge trapping situations, and definitely has the tools to get the KOs as well as survive for quite some time versus Roy as well. Great fly out of shield. Excellent reaction versus that jab, and now a solid lead for Tweek.
Using the Charizard to seal a stock. That is like a classic strategy, but oh, what a great tech chase.
Yes, excellent read. Again, Tweek has been consistently tech rolling away versus Goblin after those down tilts, so finally Goblin's able to get a real substantial punish with that forward tilt.
When he needed it to even this game up. We are down to 2 stocks apiece here on Kalos. We're back to that original matchup, the Squirtle versus the Roy.
There we go, the down air. Gonna get a re-grab.
And look at that, you get to reset off of the platform.
Yep.
55% in the blink of an eye.
Oh, and the down smash. Oh, excellent recovery coming out from Goblin, doing it slightly high to avoid the down air.
Yeah, fainting slightly to the right, just so brilliant to avoid that sweet spot down air. But now that Ivysaur gets to play, and we're seeing a couple of these back air disjoints coming out to try and challenge this Roy, but now Roy is able to answer back with a couple of neutral airs of his own.
Okay, finally going in that time is Tweek, but still, both of these players looking for their finishing blow, looking for the big hit in order to take the stock.
Goblin does not mind waiting out as long as he can on the ledge, as long as this Ivysaur isn't going to run up into your face and like down smash or something of that sort. There are some things that you can do to punish a long ledge hang with this character, but it seems to be working out so far, at least in the 5 games we've gotten to see.
Good cross-up, very difficult for Charizard to punish those. The back air not going to get the sweet spot and get the KO, unfortunately.
Just barely hanging on for dear life, even with that sour spot. And now this is going to be up throw. I don't think it'll be enough to kill.
If he was a little bit close to the ledge or under the platform, either up throw or forward throw would have done it. But that forward tilt, incredibly strong, one of the strongest in the game, taking out that stock. Those
dash dance mix-ups that helped seal game 4 for Wario. Very much useful here with those dash dance forward tilt shenanigans you can do with Charizard. And so far, it's paid off greatly here for Tweek. And now he's going to start to build on this lead on the final stock of Goblin's winner's bracket life, potentially.
Doesn't want to stay Squirtle for too long, knowing that he has that amount of rage. The combos aren't quite as potent with Squirtle with all that rage, but doesn't get the back air after the jab. Uncharacteristic of Goblin right there.
That is a very tech-intensive confirm, so you do need a lab that's out hard and hard. And of course, even a player of Goblin's caliber will miss it from time to time, but nothing fancy about that forward tilt. Going to get the hilt of the blade, seal the deal, and now we're on final stock apiece.
And now I think it's wise for Tweek to actually stay Squirtle, arguably his strongest of the 3 Pokemon, and able to get those forward tilt tech chases. If he's able to get one solid hit from that forward tilt, he could end the game right there.
Watch out, okay. Now this is that spot where you see Goblin was hanging onto the ledge maybe a little bit too long. The Ivysaur is lurking, but a good time to get up, and the neutral air, I believe, was what broke up that ledge trap situation.
These down tilts coming up from Goblin once again. They're so good versus Charizard, not having the best out of shield options. 109 to 115.
That neutral air not just barely sneaking by Goblin here, and okay, using every single jump in your arsenal for Charizard to sneak by. 3% separates these two, and this is going to be a back throw.
Back throw off the ledge. How's he going to get the edge guard? Ledge trap situation.
That roll was so risky here from Goblin in the corner, but no punish on the part of Tweek, and he's just going to take his time, look for these backers, and a neutral air to cross up the shield.
Good head dodge off stage just to stay alive, but he doesn't use his jumps, and unfortunately, that'll be Tweek going down to the loser's side, an upset coming out from Goblin. 3-2.
I did not see that ending that way, but oh my goodness. That just shows how down to the wire that final moment was. It just came down to one press of the Y button or two in the part of Charizard, but still, Goblin clutches it. Amazing start to this block fire.
Crazy start to top 64 on this side of the bracket. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Leon versus Leffen on the other stream. You definitely don't want to miss that. Make sure to multi-Twitch, squad stream, whatever it is, on BTS Smash. That is the main stream over there. We, of course, are here at BTS Smash 3. But coming up next, we have Jackal versus
DM.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe both these players got upsets on their opponents before. Jackal beating Void, as we mentioned before, and DM, I believe, beating Pandarian, I want to say, earlier on in the bracket as well.
Yes, and that is I find that really interesting because, you know, Pandarian's had a really good time of every time he runs into Esam in bracket. I feel like Pandarian has the last 2 wins. He definitely beat him at SmashCon, I want to say. Or maybe it was EVO.
Maybe, I think so, because like Esam also had quite a few wins on Pandarian himself beforehand, so I don't know.
Pandarian, I believe, got a win on him at EVO. I want to say that was the tournament where Pandarian got 25th. He had a very impressive run.
Yeah.
He was probably seeded like to get top 64 and then beat that by 2 or 3 places. So congrats to him. But of course, he finds himself in loser's bracket because a different style of Pikachu came out to play, and I believe it was a 3-1 victory for DM. And we'll see him versus Jackal coming up next. And Jackal's been playing